Hello everybody, welcome back to Blue Bear Trader. Today I will do a quick market review with the indices and oil, US dollar, gold and lumber, as well as the TLT. So first I'm going to start with S&P 500 SPX. All right, so it was around here when about like maybe last week or so, I look at it and I say there might be more chance of moving back and then bounce and then pull back more. Well, it looked like we got a last week was a good week for bounce. But still it is under the all-time high. And if we look here, it looked like for the short term, it bounced above the support level. All right, so let's take a quick look and see how it is. So now I'm going to draw a trend line. Okay. So we got the short-term trend line here in orange. Okay. And now we are at about 63.89, right near the middle of the channel. Short term is a little bit overbought now. Long term is very overbought. So I do still anticipate a pullback. It might lag a little bit. Another one is that if you look here, it looks like we have a bear flag, right? Let me zoom in. Let me draw it better. So we have a bear flag. So bear flag, we have more chance of pullback, and overbought also warrant a pullback. So if it does, most likely it will. We don't know when. It's gonna start Monday, Wednesday, or even Friday. But anticipate it will come down to about 6,200. Or it could be after next Friday due to operation expiring on Friday. So now we still don't know. It might pull back here a little bit and come up, bounce a little bit, and maybe close flat next week. We just have to see. But for now, I still expect a pullback. All right, SPY still the same. Before, like a couple weeks ago, when I look at SPY, I anticipate to go down to 622. If you look right here, it bounced a little bit more, but pull back to 622 and then bounce. So again, just like SPY, I expect it to come or pull back to about 612 next. So pretty similar pattern. It just we don't know how long it take. Like for me right here, I was early for a week, so you never know. We might be earlier for another week, but we will see how it play out. And what you notice is 612 is actually the last high right here. So that is a perfect level that it will hit in a week or two. For NASDAQ, so I anticipate a pullback and then a bounce and then another pullback. So look like it pulled back a little bit more. I mean, no, sorry. It pulled back, but it bounced a little bit more. So we might see is something like this to happen. Okay, and then a bounce, and then this. But the short term is 22,200 for NASDAQ. QQQ, I expect it to go down to 546, bounce, and then 532. So right here is around 551. That's where it bounced. So I missed it by 5. Again, it will still, the pattern might go down to probably here at 540, which is the previous level here. Bow a little bit, and then come down here to 511 or 5, maybe 510. So this will be the level of QQQ. And again, short term is still overbought as well as the long term. So I still expect another pullback. Dow Jones. All right. So you can see was a little bit oversold. It pulled back here, but not as much compared to the other indices. So short term is still a little bit oversold. Long term is still overbought. So again, I will expect it to come down all the way here, bounce, and then pull back here. So this pattern is still on hold. And you see for Dow Jones, it looks like it has a triple bottom. Or if I look at the head and shoulder, you will see okay, this is the head. I think the shoulder will be right here at 42,300 or as low as 42,000. Oh wow, if it's 42,000, you can see it's gonna match the left shoulder, but we don't know. Maybe they're going to do like this for long term. I don't know. Or because of the inverse left head and shoulder, it will go all the way up more, like this way. This is interesting, and we still don't know how it's gonna play. But for short term, I expect it to pull back to about 42,000 something. So this is very interesting. If it form an inverse head and shoulder, then it will go much higher. All right, so we still have wait and see. Still pullback is what I'm expecting right now. All right, for Russia 2000 IWM, I expected to pull down to 209 and then bounce, but it's only went down to 212. So I missed it by a little bit. Short term is coming down, coming up to about overbought a little bit. long term is still overbought. So I expect the same, but this time we're going to go down to 209 or if lower, right? And then it bounce, and then they go like this. Okay, so this will play out, I don't know when, maybe in a couple weeks or two, or three, we will find out. Okay, next is oil. So oil, after this crazy broke down, right? It broke down from 78 within two days. It went back to 64. So basically, it complete a U-turn. And you can see it bouncing along the support right here, and then broke down below, came up to test it again, and then pull back lower. All right. The short term, we see a oversold. Long term is a little bit oversold as well. So what's next for oil? Okay, so here, so for the okay, this is the short term. Okay. All right, so look like we have a doji and short-term oversold. I expect it to bounce a little bit, maybe up to 67. Okay, and then pull back a little bit. And then maybe reach to 72. Another path is it can break down lower, come up to probably about 72, and then go back down to 55. And then you're gonna go back up here, or maybe all the way here to 67 again. All right. Why? Because the trend line, it was the resistance, now becomes support. And if it due to any weak more recession data coming out, it might go down that much into September, October, and then maybe we'll have a rally toward the end. But I'm seeing more of this happening. But when the second quarter data coming out, sorry, the third quarter coming out not that good, we might see oil going a lot lower. Okay, next is DXY Dollar. So before I look at it, it got inverse left and head and shoulder. So I say look like it will bounce. So it only bounced up to 100. So it was here. I say okay, maybe we'll go down to 99, pull back, and then go higher, and it can go as high as 104. Well, nothing go in a straight line, right? So it does this, come back down, and then now it's a little bit oversold. Long term is oversold. So since a lot of people shorting dollar right now, and if we look at the trend, so let me remove the head and shoulder here. If I look at the trend, okay, so this is 99. So if it go with the trend, I see a bounce up to 101, 102. Then we got a pullback to probably 100. Okay. And then bounce up to 104. And you can see 104 will act as a resistance up here, as well as the purple line. Go back all the way here, you can see all the pivot point. So I believe it might get there right around September, October time. Well, doesn't look like a coincidence to me. All right. So this is long time ago, probably about a month something ago. When it was right here, I say it looked like gonna pull back, okay, down here and then bounce, or from here because of the wedge, it will rally. Well, yes and no. Now, if I look at it, I give 3,500 at the range for the upper limit, and look, it crossed. It just did not stay. That was all. All right. So now, look like, guess what? The resistance trend became the support, and then the support became the resistance, right? So let me see. Oh, this is actually a good line. I'm gonna keep it. I'll change it to purple. Okay. All right. So now let's draw a new trend line. If it draw from here, right, you can see it been bouncing, and right now it hit the resistance, right? Overbought short term, overbought long term. So a pullback is expected. So I'm thinking I gotta pull back maybe to here, 3,400, and then bounce to maybe 3,450, and then pull back to, let's say, 33. Oh, how about 3,300? why a breakdown here? If I think of a way when, let's say later on, stock market crash, people will sell gold to cover their position or margin call or whatever. Because right now, a lot of people, they are in the stock market and they long. So that might be a scenario. It might go as low as 3,100 or maybe 3,000. I don't know, but right now 3,300 is a short-term target. Lumber. I haven't seen lumber and check on it much. Short-term is oversold. Long-term is overbought. So more losses being gone up since May. So there might be more of a downside to it. If I draw this as a trend line, so what happened was it was bouncing here, came up, came back, broke out, came back to test, went higher. Okay, so look like it's making, oh, let me look back at the too bad I cannot look too far back, but it looked like it did a triple top, double top, and then so, and now it at this level of support. All right, so it might have a bounce to a little bit up here, right, and then pull back, and I would say come down to 608 or 607. So we have to see how it play out, but it might continue the trend. We don't know. But if we look, let's go back to the weekly. Let's see if I see anything interesting. If I draw here, then okay. So this pullback was right. Looked like it might have some more to go, and then it might bounce more. So here, what if it's just come down to here? Why? Because of all this support right here at 630. So maybe this is more likely, and then bounce. And this got it red because it will be the resistance for midterm. All right, the last one, oh, I have a couple more too. So TLT short term is, long term is still oversold. Short term is overbought. So we may have a pullback. If I do a trend line, and this is short term, okay, so if it does, we might see if a pullback to maybe 86, and then bounce back and go up to 80, 90, Okay, yeah, that's looks okay, and you can see 90 is over here as well. So trend line, trend lines, I like to put it in orange, and then for the resistance, I like to use red. So this make like a more of a target. All right, so I promised one of my viewer to check the VOO, which is the Vanguard ETF for S&P 500 and IVV. We already gone through SPY. So if we look back to SPY, so I look like I expect a pullback. So if it does, then VOO will pull back as well. And where would pull back to? Probably here at 564. And then it will bounce probably here, and then pull back more. And if it does, you might see it back here at 548. All right. Why do I keep predicting a more pullback? Just because when you look at the long term, you can see it go by cycle. So right now it's overbought, right? Most likely it will come down here, at least in the middle, and then more coming up. So that is why it will come down at some point. We don't know. All right, so next is IVV. Just want to quickly go over these. The trend will be here. So I expect a pullback to here, a bounce to here, and then a pullback to here at about 598. $598, and this is 616. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and come back for the next video.